Hello, welcome to part 2 for the video tutorial of Cuetimer version 2. And now we're going to dig deeper into these buttons to the left. And what they do is changing what is shown in the counter monitor. So stay tuned. The buttons you're going to use most often is probably the fire next and the Q next. And we already tried this in the getting started video. So let's recap. When you push this button, it will start the countdown. And when you push it again, it will start the next. So this is the way you move forward in the show. And the Q next will quit the current countdown and line up the next, ready to start. If you push this again, it will reset the workspace. In version 2, we also have a couple of options for these two buttons, which will make it easier to repeat timers. Let me show you. So the Q next, by default, it quits the current one and goes to the next. But if you hold down Shift, let's see what happens. Now it will go back to Ole and make him ready to start again. And with the fire next button, we also have something similar. If you go to the options, you push single mode. Now when you push the fire next, notice that there is no green timer anymore. This is hidden behind the red timer. So when I push this button, it will just repeat and repeat and repeat. And then when you are done, you go back to the options, push the single mode, and this green timer will reappear. So now we push Q next. It goes to Lila. Okay, so let's go to the pause button. It should be pretty easy to understand. It will pause the counter. And you can see this by the white cells to the right. And then we have the restart. Just restarts the counter immediately. And notice the similarity between the restart and this, we call this a Q current that we shown with the shift key. So this will not start immediately, but just line it up, while the restart will restart it immediately. So it depends on what you're after. And the undo button is an undo only for the fire and what is shown here. It's not really an undo for all editing operations. Let me show how it works. Now you can see it's not active, but if you push the fire button again, it becomes active. And that is because we have an old timer in the project. Now if you push this now, it will go back to Lisa. So this is really a fail-safe in case you accidentally push the fire next or the Q next button. For example, you think that Lisa is finished and you line up Ole, but then she wasn't finished. She was just having a sip of water. Then you can very easily revert to the old counter. It's not stopped, it's still running, and everybody are happy. These buttons will change the duration of the counter. So let's start Ole's counter, and it's running, and we have a producer who says, I want to give in 1 more minute. Then we push it here, or we extract 1 minute here. And we can also do the same in the cell. While he's running, we can change these cells in the queue list. So we can give him 1 minute by changing the duration or changing the end time. With the end time, we can also set a very specific end time, which then will calculate the remaining duration. So let us say we want him to finish exactly at 10. We can change it here in the end time. And now it's calculated so that the duration makes that the timer will quit or finish exactly at 10:10. The speed buttons will change the duration in a different way. Let's see what happens. We make it run a little bit faster, like this. And first we'll see that the duration gets shorter and end time is closer. But we don't see this in the counter. Let me show you again. We go down and we really don't see the change. What is happening here is that this counter is running slower and faster. And when it runs faster, the duration will go down. So this is a really nice way to change the duration of the counter without the speaker noticing it. It's a very powerful tool, but use it with caution. You can send small messages to the speaker on the presenter screen. We do this with the message button here. We edit the message and we say something clever like change slide. Maybe he forgot to change his slide. So with the show button, you can see it here and you can turn it on and off like this. The view button will override everything that's in the playlist. So if you push the blackout, the screen will go black, and the clock will display the clock, and that is the local time on your computer. So I think this is all you need to know about these buttons to the left and how you can change what is shown in the counter window. In the next video we go through these edit controls, and they will change your queue list and the plan for the event. So take care and see you again soon.